Republican Greg Gianforte has an early lead in Montana and APO's special House election as returns trickle in a day after he was charged with assault for allegedly attacking a reporter covering his campaign. The race between Gianforte and Democrat Rob Quist captured national attention this week after Gianforte's on-tape blow-up with The Guardian's Ben Jacobs, which was described by him and three other journalists who witnessed the episode as a body slam. Gianforte and APO's lead over Quist was at 50% to 45% with about 230,000 ballots counted. Private polling indicated the campaign was getting closer, with Gianforte's lead shrinking even before the incident threw an extra dose of unpredictability into the unusual Thursday election. Gianforte, a former technology executive who lost a gubernatorial bid in 2016, and Quist, a folk singer and first-time candidate, are running to fill the congressional seat formerly held by Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke. Though President Donald Trump carried Montana by 20 points in November and remains popular there, the state has become a battleground in the past few months. Energized Democratic activists have poured more than $6 million into Quist's campaign, trying to push back against Republicans in Washington. And I remember talking to people when it first started who said this was a slam dunk, Gianforte said. And it's not there anymore, Montana Democratic Party Chairman Jim Larson told Politico recently. It is a lot closer than people ever thought it would be. Over 250,000 voters had already cast absentee ballots by the time of the Gianforte incident, which will limit its impact on the final results. But the story led local newscasts throughout Montana on Wednesday night and Thursday morning as the remaining voters prepared to go to the polls. Gianforte's campaign blamed Jacobs on Wednesday, but that account was directly contradicted by Fox News reporters who witnessed the altercation. Gianforte grabbed Jacobs by the neck with both hands and slammed him into the ground behind him, Fox News' Alicia Cunha wrote. Faith, Keith and I watched in disbelief as Gianforte then began punching the man as he moved on top the reporter and began yelling something to the effect of "and APO's I and APO's am sick and tired of this and APO's." Republicans had been growing concerned about Gianforte's performance for weeks, noting that the GOP has underperformed its usual margins in a number of special elections so far this year, and that Gianforte was still damaged from the negative ads he faced while running for governor in 2016. Gianforte's personal wealth helped fund his campaign, but it also became a point of attack for the populist, cowboy hat-wearing Quist, whose campaign also criticized Gianforte as an out-of-stater. He is originally from New Jersey. And Quist's big late fundraising helped him go on offense with more blistering TV ads. But while small-dollar donors have invested heavily in Quist's underdog campaign, Democratic groups were more wary about the race, a point of contention with activists who want to see the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee investing more money in more campaigns in red states and districts. The party has been much more involved in another special House election in Georgia, where Democrat Jon Ossoff is locked in a tight race with Republican Karen Handel for a longtime GOP district in the Atlanta suburbs. The DCCC and House Majority PAC, the Democratic Super PAC, did put some cash into Montana, but Republicans ultimately spent $7 million on advertising there versus about $3 million from Democrats. Quist also faced a slew of damaging attacks over his financial, medical and tax history, including a series of ads featuring contractors who said Quist had stiffed them. Quist also faced ads tying him to unpopular national Democrats like House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi. Quist tried to turn the tables on Gianforte on healthcare in the final weeks of the race, after Gianforte was taped telling lobbyists he was thankful that House Republicans passed their healthcare bill earlier this month, even as he publicly claimed he wasn't sure whether he would support the legislation. On Wednesday, Gianforte was facing questions on healthcare from The Guardian reporter before allegedly assaulting him. Before that, Vice President Mike Pence and Donald Trump Jr. visited Montana to hold rallies with Gianforte and increase Republican enthusiasm for the special election. Pence and President Donald Trump also recorded phone calls supporting Gianforte before Election Day. Quist got outside help from Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, who endorsed him, and visited Montana to rally Democratic voters.